Hello, I'm David, and I've been a member of St. Cuthbert's for some 9 years now. For me, even from my youth, one of my favourite paintings was Rembrandt's The Night Watch, a huge painting in the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam of the second company of the militia formed to protect the city during the 30 Years' War in the mid 1600s. It features many men, mainly officers, of the second company of militia. They paid Rembrandt the enormous sum for the time of 1600 guilders, and it was originally even larger than it is now. It was cut down to fit into Amsterdam Town Hall at one point. It features officers mainly, but also in the shadows, ordinary men and women, shopkeepers, tradesmen, who were formed to protect their city. They had to be vigilant. The disciples were vigilant after that magnificent Last Supper when Christ went into the garden to pray. He was aware of his heavenly Father's plan. He was aware of what he was going to have to suffer and go through for us. When eventually he was arrested, the disciples fled. Christ, of course, was tried and sentenced to be crucified and scourged. You know, scourging is what we would call today flogging. And the Roman legions used a cat o' nine tails, which had metal studs in each of the 9 tails. So if somebody was sentenced to be scourged, there are reports, contemporary reports of the time, which displayed the fact that quite often the person being scourged, the bones of his vertebrae were visible afterwards. So it was a horrible experience. Then, of course, he went the way of the cross, carrying it, and was nailed to it. Roman nails were handmade. They weren't bright and shiny like modern nails. They were big, blunt, and chunky, and he must have suffered horribly. And then to be hoisted up and to suffer. In many cases, it could take up to 2 days to die, and Christ had gone to his death knowing the pain and the horror of it all. Eventually, he cried, "It is finished," and was taken down, washed, and put into the tomb. 2 days later, as we celebrate quite rightly, the tomb was empty. Christ was arisen. And we should learn from the vigilance of the disciples, the need to be vigilant in times of danger. We've had to be especially vigilant these last 12 or so months with this dreaded virus sweeping the world. Have we been vigilant enough? Have we made that phone call to somebody we know lived on their own? Have we prayed for people we knew were struggling? So that is my lesson this Lenten tide. I would ask us all to remember the true horror, the true pain, the true sacrifice that Christ undertook for you and me. I wish you a blessed Easter. I want you to stay well, to stay safe. God bless.